Behind the massive doors of Windsor's royal vaults lies a secret the world only discovered decades after Queen Elizabeth II passed away. 70 years of reign, and behind each one stood not only the crown upon her head, but jewels no one ever saw. The world admired diamond tiaras in official portraits, held its breath at emerald necklaces during state receptions. But the most captivating treasures remained in shadow, locked away, hidden, as if guarding secrets too important for outside eyes. Friends, support us with a subscription and we're trying our best, but we have little time left and each of you matters to us. And don't forget to write your city. We're curious where our support comes from. What made the Queen hide entire collections of priceless jewelry forever? Why did certain tiaras, necklaces, and brooches never see daylight for an entire century? Behind these decisions lay stories of love and loss, diplomatic gestures and family conflicts, respect for ancestral memory and silent protest. 3 reasons could keep jewels locked away: historical significance too great to risk, emotional attachment that transformed ornaments into sacred relics of memory, or family secrets better left unspoken. But most intriguing were those ornaments the Queen wore just once or twice, then locked away in vaults forever, as if they carried a message the world shouldn't read twice. Today we'll lift the veil on this mystery and tell you about jewels that remained invisible witnesses to history. First among them, a tiara that became a true ghost of the royal collection. Imagine, an ornament exists for over a century, passes from generation to generation of the royal family. Yet it's as if it doesn't exist. The world last saw it in 1939. Since then, absolute silence. The Teck Crescent Tiara. That's what this mysterious treasure is called. Its story began with Princess Mary Adelaide of Cambridge, Duchess of Teck, a luxurious creation of jewelry art. 3 diamond roses framed by 20 adjustable diamond crescents, resting on a sparkling base. Each element could be changed, creating different compositions. A true construction set of precious stones. But here's the paradox. Her daughter, legendary Queen Mary, receiving this beauty, never wore it once, not once. What could stop a woman known for her passion for jewels? This question remains unanswered to this day. Then the tiara passed to the Queen Mother, and here the story grows even more mysterious. She wore the tiara just 3 times, then fell silent, kept it with her for decades like an invisible talisman. Why keep what you don't wear? Why not pass it to her daughter, the reigning queen, who could have given this beauty a second life? Only after her passing in 2002 did Elizabeth II finally receive the tiara. And then what? The Queen, who possessed impeccable taste and loved jewels, never wore it once, not a single public appearance, not one photograph, not the slightest hint the ornament even exists. Experts put forward theories. Perhaps the Victorian style with its majestic luxury seemed too heavy-handed for the modern court. Or the tiara was considered so historically valuable that risk of loss or damage outweighed any desire to wear it. Or maybe behind this silence hides something greater, a family story they preferred to leave behind closed doors. The ghost jewel continues waiting its turn in the depths of royal vaults, guarding the secret of 3 generations of queens. But if the tiara became a symbol of mystery, then the next ornament will tell a completely different story. A story of love that forbade even the Queen from touching the jewel. There are ornaments you wear, and there are those you keep as sacred relics. The Queen Mother's sapphire brooch belonged to the second type, and this is a story about how love can be stronger than the desire to shine. 1923. Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon marries the Duke of York, and Queen Mary presents her with a wedding gift, a brooch impossible to look away from, a sapphire surrounded by diamonds, skillful work with floral motifs, 2 elegant negligee pendants, one slightly below the other. Asymmetry creating movement and life. This brooch became part of the Queen Mother herself. She wore it to King George VI's final military parade in 1951. Chose it for Dorothy Wilding's iconic portraits that same year. pinned it to her dress for her 80th and 85th birthday celebrations. The brooch sparkled at Prince William's christening in 1982, adorned her outfit at the Duke of York's wedding in 1986. Every important moment of life, and this brooch beside her, like a talisman witness to history, silent keeper of memories from days of triumph and joy, and then silence. 2002, the Queen Mother passes, and the brooch goes to her daughter, Elizabeth II. The world held its breath waiting. When would the Queen wear this treasure? After all, she had other brooches from her mother that she wore with pleasure, but it never happened. Never. Behind this decision lay a philosophy of deep, almost sacred love. Elizabeth II understood something important. Some things belong to only one person. This brooch was inseparable from her mother's image. Each time viewing archival photographs, the world recognized the Queen Mother precisely by this ornament. What would have happened if another woman, even her own daughter, wore this brooch? The image would blur, memory would distort. The connection between jewel and person who made it legendary would break forever. Out of love and reverence for her mother's memory, the Queen made a choice. Let the brooch remain a frozen memory. Let people looking at it always see only one woman, the one for whom it meant the whole world. This was a gift not of wearing but of preserving. Queen Elizabeth gave her mother immortality through a jewel no one else would touch. Today, the brooch may appear on Queen Camilla. New era, new traditions. But those decades of silence were a tribute of respect a daughter paid her mother. However, if the sapphire brooch kept personal memory, then another ornament tells a completely different story about diplomacy, respect, and gifts that cannot be changed. 1979, royal tour of Persian Gulf countries. Heat, gleam of Eastern luxury, and a moment that would change the royal collection forever. The Emir of Qatar presents Elizabeth II with a breathtaking gift, a necklace of 6 strands of pearls with diamonds. Imagine, between pearl strands, sparkle marquise, and oval-cut diamonds, a heart-shaped diamond clasp connects all this magnificence together. 6 rows. The necklace came with earrings, a set worthy of a museum. It would seem such a treasure worth millions should have become the Queen's constant companion at official receptions, especially on trips to the Middle East, where such a gesture would be perceived as a sign of deepest respect to the giver. But the opposite happened. Elizabeth II wore the necklace only 3 times. 3 times in her entire life. And then it disappeared into vaults, forever. Why would an ornament that other queens would pass down as heirlooms divide into parts, transform into brooches and earrings, remain untouched and forgotten? The first reason lay on the surface: weight. Even for a woman accustomed to the heaviness of crowns and tiaras, this necklace was a trial. 6 strands of large pearls with diamond inserts created an almost unbearable burden on the neck. Wear such an ornament for hours at a state reception? True torture hidden behind a smile and impeccable posture. But there was a second, deeper reason. Elizabeth II could easily give the necklace to jewelers, could transform it into 3 separate lighter ornaments, could create a new tiara or bracelet. She had the world's finest craftsmen, ready to embody in any fantasy. And she didn't do it, because this wasn't just a gift. It was a symbol of friendship between nations, a gesture of trust and respect from Qatar's ruler. To change anything would mean saying, "Your gift was imperfect," I corrected it. For a queen who understood diplomatic subtleties better than any ambassador, such a thing was unthinkable. The necklace remained exactly as it was given, whole, unchanged, untouched, even if it meant lying in vault darkness for decades. In this silence sounded more respect than in hundreds of public appearances. The Queen preserved the gift in its original form, and thereby preserved the giver's honor. But if the Qatari pearls kept a diplomatic secret, then the next story will reveal a completely different truth about family feuds where even the royal crown gave no power over mother's jewels. Behind the gleam of royal life hide stories not meant to be spoken aloud, and one of them about a necklace that became a symbol of family confrontation. where even the crown proved powerless, the Greville emerald necklace, a name whispered in royal circles with special intonation. This was one of the Queen Mother's most beloved ornaments, a treasure she wore with pride and pleasure. Emeralds of rich green color framed by diamonds, classics that never go out of style. Elizabeth II had other emerald necklaces, the Delhi Durbar necklace, a gift from her grandmother, Queen Mary, the Godman necklace from two sisters, seemingly why another one. And yet this ornament story, not about quantity of jewels at all. An unspoken rule exists: when a new monarch ascends the throne, all royal jewels pass into their possession. A tradition sanctified by centuries, but the Queen Mother decided this rule didn't apply to her. She kept the emerald necklace with her all her life. Decade after decade, and when Elizabeth II, reigning queen, monarch, head of state, asked for access to this ornament, the answer was one: no. Mother refused daughter. The daughter who wore the crown of the British Empire. What stood behind this refusal? Desire to maintain power over at least something in a world where she was no longer queen? Or did this ornament mean so much to her that sharing it seemed impossible? We'll never know the truth. 2002. The Queen Mother passes, and the necklace finally goes to Elizabeth. The rightful heir receives what should have belonged to her many years ago. And here something unexpected happens. The Queen, who now had 3 magnificent emerald necklaces, chooses 2 others. Daly, yes. Godman, of course. But Greville? It disappears into vaults as traceless as it once disappeared from her requests. Was this revenge, resentment, or a silent message to the world? This ornament will forever remain connected, not with me, but with the one who wouldn't let me wear it. Elizabeth II knew how to speak without words. Her choice of jewelry always carried meaning, and refusing to wear the Greville emeralds spoke louder than any words. This was dignity that needed no explanations. The jewel remained tied to the Queen Mother forever. Even in passing, she retained power over this ornament because her daughter allowed her to keep that power. But family conflicts aren't the only reason for jewels' disappearance, and sometimes ornaments simply dissolve in time as if they never existed. There are ornaments that get lost, there are those that get stolen, and there are jewels that vanish under mysterious circumstances, and this case is exactly about that. 1923. Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lyon marries the Duke of York, and the City of London wishes to give the bride a royal present, a pearl sautoir, 5 rows of precious pearls strung on platinum wire, a clasp of flexible diamonds, a diamond triangle with a pearl peak from which descends a large pearl drop. Work by Carrington House, flawless, exquisite. In the 20s of the last century, long pearl strands were the height of elegance. The Duchess of York proudly wore her sautoir, and in 1924, Van Damme Studio captured her in this ornament for a series of ceremonial portraits, and after that, emptiness, an entire century of absolute silence. The ornament never appeared in public again. Not a single photograph, not the slightest mention. As if it fell into a parallel dimension, taking with it the secret of its disappearance. The most amazing part begins further. When the Queen Mother passed and her jewels went to Elizabeth II, the sautoir never appeared. The Queen, known for her love of pearls, never wore it once. But here arises a question that gives experts no peace. Why? Elizabeth II adored shortening long necklaces. She transformed the Nizam of Hyderabad's necklace from a luxurious long strand into an elegant short ornament. The South African diamond necklace also underwent elegant transformation. The Queen knew shorter versions suited her neck. So why did the pearl sautoir escape this fate? She had the world's finest jewelers transform 5 long strands into 2 or 3 short, elegant necklaces. A matter of one visit to a master. Maybe it was about sentimental value. This ornament was one of Mother's main wedding gift and symbol of the beginning of her life in the royal family. To change it would mean destroying history, erasing memory. But then another question arises. If the Queen didn't want to wear it herself and didn't want to change it, why not lend it to Princess Margaret? Her bold, dramatic style would perfectly combine with such an effective ornament. Long pearl strands with diamond pendant. This would be in her spirit, there's no answer. The sautoir remains an unsolvable mystery. Perhaps it still lies in vaults, awaiting the day when Catherine, Princess of Wales, decides to bring it back to life. And meanwhile, it's silent, for 100 years already. A witness to an era no one has seen since. But not all jewels disappeared forever. Some waited for their finest hour for decades, and waited for it only once. Some jewels are born too majestic for everyday life. They require a special moment, an exceptional occasion that very day when the stars align correctly. The story of the diamond stomacher, exactly about this patient waiting for greatness. 1893. Queen Mary gets married and the Maharaja of Qatari presents her with a breathtaking gift, a diamond stomacher. It came with a diamond crescent from the city of Swansea, later remade into a lighter version at Garrard Jewelry House. 3 brooches of different sizes, each with a cascade of pear-cut diamonds, gold studded with precious stones, pendants that sparkle with every movement. This was an ornament not for portraits. This was a crown for a corsage, too dramatic, too powerful to wear just like that. 1947, Queen Mary passes the stomacher to her granddaughter, Princess Elizabeth, as a wedding gift, a blessing from grandmother, symbol of generational continuity. But young Elizabeth wasn't ready for such luxury. The stomacher in full form seemed excessive to her, too Victorian, too heavy in style for a modern queen. She chose a compromise, wore only the bottom part, the smallest brooch of the 3. In precisely this form, the ornament appeared in her early portraits after coronation in 1952. A hint of greatness, but without full drama. And then, the stomacher disappeared. Years turned into decades. Not one royal person wore even a fragment of this treasure. It lay in vaults, waiting, but for what? Experts built theories. Maybe the Queen believed such a powerful ornament required maturity, that only with age, with accumulated dignity of rule, could one wear the stomacher in all its grandiose beauty, or she saved it for that very moment when nothing else would suit, when an event would be so significant it would demand the most dramatic jewels of all possible. And that moment came, 2002. Golden Jubilee. 50 years on the throne, ceremonial dinner at Windsor Castle, and Elizabeth II appears in full royal regalia, and on her chest sparkles what the world hadn't seen for decades, the stomacher, in its entirety, all 3 brooches, all cascades of diamonds, all the incredible power of this ornament. At 76 years old, the Queen was finally ready to wear her grandmother's gift as it deserved. This was the only time. After that night, the stomacher returned to vaults, mission accomplished, greatness demonstrated, Queen Mary's memory honored. Sometimes jewels don't need to be worn constantly. Sometimes one perfect moment is enough for their story to gain meaning, but not all hidden ornaments were so majestic. The last in our tale about a practical detail that kept memory of Queen Victoria herself. Sometimes the most modest ornaments keep the most interesting secrets. The diamond bar brooch, just 10 stones in 2 rows, gold and silver, nothing extra. And yet behind this simplicity hides a story nearly 2 centuries long, 1838. Young Queen Victoria seeks an elegant solution for fastening the Order of the Garter, ribbon, Britain's highest honor. Rundle, Bridge & Company creates for her a brooch, practical, elegant, worthy of a queen. For Victoria, this was more than an ornament. This was part of her regalia, inseparable from the Order of the Garter Star. She bequeathed the brooch as crown heritage, so it would forever remain in the royal collection. The brooch passed from generation to generation. Queen Alexandra wore it. Then the Queen Mother used it to fasten her order ribbon, a century-long tradition. 2002, the brooch passes to Elizabeth II after Mother's passing, and here intrigue begins. The Queen never wore this original brooch publicly. not once during her entire reign. Instead, she wore another, similar but not the same. A second brooch with 14 diamonds, also from Victoria's collection, but made famous by Queen Mary. Why such selectivity? The Queen had two almost identical brooches from the Victorian era, both with impeccable history. But she chose only one. The 14-diamond brooch appeared rarely, just 3 times after 1953. The Queen wore it for the Order ribbon, sometimes as an independent ornament. Last appearance, visit to Abu Dhabi in 2010. After that, vault silence again. Both brooches remained closed to other family members during Elizabeth's life. No loans, no exceptions. These were relics, too personal for passing on. Only after the Queen's passing did the world see one of the brooches again. Queen Camilla chose the 14-diamond brooch for a state banquet honoring United States President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump at Windsor Castle. Order ribbon fastened by a Victorian brooch, tradition returned to life. But the 10-diamond brooch, it continues its silence, perhaps waiting for its moment. Perhaps will remain in shadow forever, a modest witness to her eyes who prefers not to attract attention. Two nearly identical brooches, two completely different fates. One returned to light, the other chose vault darkness. And in this choice, the entire philosophy of royal jewels, not everything valuable must be visible. 7 stories, 7 jewels locked in royal vault darkness, each with its own secret, each with a reason to stay silent. We traveled from the ghost tiara the world hasn't seen since 1939, to modest brooches keeping Queen Victoria's memory. Learned about sapphires that remained a frozen memory of beloved mother, about pearls that couldn't be changed out of respect for the giver, about emeralds that became a symbol of family confrontation, about a pearl sautoir that vanished for an entire century, and about a stomacher that waited 50 years for its hour, and waited only once. Behind each decision of Elizabeth II stood wisdom. She understood not all treasures are created for display. Sometimes their true value in preserving memory, in respecting those who wore them before. In diplomacy, that matters more than public shine. The Queen spoke the language of jewels. Her choice to wear or not wear an ornament was a message to the world. And the silence of certain treasures sounded louder than any words. Now these jewels belong to a new era. King Charles III, Queen Camilla, Catherine, Princess of Wales. In their hands lies the fate of ornaments the world hasn't seen for decades. Will the Teck Crescent Tiara appear at a royal reception? Will Princess Catherine wear the City of London pearl sautoir that vanished 100 years ago? Will the diamond stomacher return to life? Or will these treasures forever remain in shadow, keeping secrets they preferred not to reveal? Perhaps in this lies true royal wisdom, knowing when to show the world magnificence and when to preserve mystery. After all, mystery is always more captivating than the obvious. And which of these hidden treasures do you dream of seeing? Queen Mary's dramatic stomacher, the Greville emeralds that became a symbol of silent protest, or the mysterious ghost tiara that hasn't appeared publicly for 86 years? The story of royal jewels continues. And who knows, perhaps tomorrow one of these ornaments will emerge from shadow and tell its story anew.